Oh, I have such a love-hate relationship with summer. I love the beautiful sunny days here in Kentucky, the green grass and blue sky lined by trees, but boy oh boy do I hate that heat. I much prefer the cold. Bundling up and being cozy during a winter's day is my happy place. But on an unavoidably hot day, nothing quite hits the spot like the pool. Especially when I was a kid. Pools and water parks were always such a treat. Though I never had any pool toys besides like floaties and stuff. I never brought real toys to the pool because even as a kid I was worried about losing them. I did really want that Sharkman swimming gear set though. The commercial really worked its brain magic on me as a kid, and the idea of being a shark just seemed too fun. But what about Transformers? While there are a few boat and submarine Transformers over the years, I can't say that I've ever seen any specifically made for the pool, and that's where Submorphers comes in. Developed by Swimways, which is owned by Spin Master, known for Bakugan, the Submorphers is a short-lived toy line from 2012, featuring only 2 figures. Both are awkward-looking robots that can transform into submarines. These toys were designed for playing in the pool, though as far as I can tell they don't really have any features that make them good for pool play. I guess the submarine shape does lend itself to gliding underwater. Reef Wrecker is a red and black submarine, while Sea Striker is a dark blue color. Both of these robot modes look like Transformers 1 characters with super long legs and small bodies. I do like their diver mask inspired head sculpts though. Surprisingly, there is actually a lore write-up about these figures on the back of the packaging. Apparently, Reef Wrecker was created by the USSR, using an AI that eliminated the need for humans to work on the submarine. Classic AI, stealing Soviet jobs. And in another classic AI move, it went rogue, running off into the sea and destroying boats to scavenge parts. Eventually the USA was like, yo, what the helly? And the USSR is like, I'm sorry, my submarine went rogue. In a surprising twist, the two superpowers work together, creating Sea Striker to take down Reef Wrecker. Unfortunately, I don't think the winner of this battle was ever revealed, though I'm rooting for Reef Wrecker, who has a better color scheme and didn't ask to be alive. I'm gonna be honest, Submorphers might be one of the most obscure Transformers that are not Transformers lines I've covered. Thanks to community member Toku Waffle for letting me know about it. I love these super random toy lines. It just goes to show that there's always more transforming toys to discover. What's good, internet? Jake here, dumb as ever, back with another installment of Transformers that are not Transformers. As always, you can watch this video without seeing the others. But if you want more not Transformers goodness, I have a playlist dedicated to the series. I'm always looking for more suggestions, so feel free to comment down below. And if you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. I recently picked up SS86 Thundercracker, and I personally love the flat tune design, but I know a lot of people dislike it. So TOYHAX has you covered with this amazing new set of decals, which dynamically changes TC to look way more detailed. There's also an incredible set for the new Astro Train, which dramatically improves his look by giving him colors. What a shock. And the set gives you all these little details that makes the toy look so much better. TOYHAX even makes stickers for third-party upgrade kits. You can literally upgrade your upgrade. For these decals and many, many more, check out TOYHAX.com, linked in the description below. We've discussed Miniforce before, primarily talking about the most recent series called Miniforce Dinoid, but I actually want to start moving backwards through the series, because it has been around for a long time. In this video, we're discussing Miniforce Super Cops, the 6th series in the franchise, released in 2023. In case you don't know, Miniforce is basically an animated Power Rangers style show. Instead of teens with attitude, the Miniforce are tiny animals that morph into adult human looking rangers. Each season has a new theme and mecha. The series was created by Sam G, the same company that makes Metal Cardbot. And the toys for Super Cops were also designed by Godbrave Studios, who have been designing the Metal Cardbot toys since season 1, which is pretty cool. Though you can tell with these toys they didn't nearly have their modern day budget. There isn't really much of a story to discuss. The show is about Miniforce fighting the Bug Gang, which is headed up by this Kamen Rider looking dude. It follows a basic Power Rangers premise. Fight a monster, monster get big, fight with a mecha, win. But I do like the animation, and the little animal characters are far cuter and more memorable than humans to me. But let's talk toys. The main toys out of the line are 9 deluxe-sized robots. The Miniforce can summon these guys almost like Pokemon, switching them out based on need. The weird thing about them is that they all transform into robot heads. Just the heads. I thought these heads would connect to a larger robot in the line, but that isn't the case. They are just heads for the sake of being heads, I guess. Kind of bizarre, but they do a good job of being both both robots and heads. Each robot is based on a different public safety or military job. For instance, Patrol Cop is based on a police officer, while Fire Cop is based on a firefighter. Like I said, there are 9 of these head robots, and they all transform in a similar manner, but there is different tooling between them. I really like Medic Cop. The hammer and shield is a cool combo, and Battle Cop is also pretty cool. It uses a pretty realistic looking rifle, which is surprising. I do wish these interacted with a larger robot body though. There are 3 larger Transformers in the line. Storm Chaser is a heroic looking police robot. He transforms into a police themed supercar, which is a trope that Korean Transformers toy lines seem to love. But still, the colors and design of Storm Chaser's 2 modes are awesome. He kinda looks like Blue Cop's long lost brother. Next we have Captain Commander, a large police themed robot. Feeling daring today, aren't we? He is okay, but he's kinda bland in robot mode to me. He transforms into a flat-nosed police truck, and of course he comes with a huge trailer to pull. The trailer opens just like Optimus Prime's G1 trailer, turning into a platform for your Miniforce head robots, either to have them stand around, or you can place all 9 in head mode on the trailer, which is fun. The final Miniforce Super Cops toy is Justice Titan. This is your standard Megazord style combiner, and it is really awesome. It combines from 5 different police themed vehicles. My favorite is the fire truck, which has a really unique green and yellow color scheme. The actual robot is huge. It really lives up to the name Justice Titan, and you can see some of that classic God Brave Studios angles and design styles really coming through on this figure. The way the colors meld together is so good, and I love his giant fire truck ladder arm cannon thing. The toy even has lights and sounds, which is super surprising to see on such a modern figure. But actual flashing police lights is awesome. And I don't know, it is kinda cool to see lights and sounds on a modern robot toy, even though I don't personally care for gimmicks like that. Overall, Miniforce Super Cops is a fun toy line, though the theming is a bit boring and generic, and I really can't wrap my head around the transforming heads. It's a fun concept and well executed, I just don't understand it. Hot Wheels has had so many different transforming toy lines. Robo Wheels, Modifighters, Attack Pack, I've talked about so many. And hell, we finally have official Hot Wheels Transformers. I've recently noticed a new line of transforming Hot Wheels toys on the shelves. I guess they just can't help themselves. This line is called Hot Wheels Let's Race Activate, which isn't very catchy. Apparently Hot Wheels Let's Race is a show on Netflix. It looks extremely kiddie, but the racing animations look okay to me, and I like that they're racing on actual Hot Wheels track. In the show, the cars seem to have abilities, which is what these toys are based on. I picked up a few for this video. Firstly, a 2-pack from Amazon. Mattel always releases these special sets on Amazon. As far as I can tell, these 2 cars, the GT Scorcher and the Street Shrieker, are exactly the same as their retail counterparts. They are nice little cars, much bigger than normal Hot Wheels, but still not super big. The sculpting is nice, especially on Street Shrieker, which has a pleasing hand feel. GT Scorcher has a lot of nicely applied decals to the front and side, making it feel really dynamic. The whole gimmick of this toy line is simple. When you roll the cars, an action feature will happen, mostly in the form of new parts revealing. For example, Street Shrieker has bat wings that will pop out. This is a neat concept. It kinda reminds me of Mask, a toy line I really think is awesome, but I do have a few issues. For one, it takes way too long for the feature to activate. You have to roll the toy a surprising amount. And 2, some of the features are just not impressive. GT Scorcher has fire that comes out of the back and sides, and it's just kind of boring and doesn't really stand out to me. I also picked up Shark Bite, just because I find a shark with wheels to be irresistible. Shark Bite's gimmick is kind of fun. He has a normal shark head, but when you roll him, his head will flip around to a translucent biting head. In addition to the 3 I bought, there's also Skull Crusher, which has this hammer that comes out as an attack. Rocket Fire, which might be the most boring car considering it just has a rocket boost that pops out. Super Twin Mill is cool, but that's just because I like Twin Mill. I also like the Baja Jump Truck, mostly because I like when they put a big giant Hot Wheels logo on the cars. The gimmick for it is pretty interesting. The real wheels will flip around, revealing larger blue wheels, probably making it jump based on the name. Bad to the Blade is the most mask-coated car. It has a great name, and it transforms from a Formula 1 car to a jet, which is really neat. At about $10 USD each, I really do not think these figures are worth it. They're cute, but if you're looking for truly fun transforming toys, there are many better options out there. Sometimes I look into a transforming toy line for this series, and I feel like I've struck gold, and that's exactly how I feel about Denno Bokenki Webdiver, a 2001 anime and toy line about a digital robot named Gladion, who is fighting to save 300,000 children who are trapped in the web by a powerful virus called delete loss. The show is very much a power of friendship type thing, which is a trope I do enjoy. But even if you don't like that, you have to appreciate these early CG models of the robots, who are called Web Knights. The show used a combo of CG and 2D animation just like Transformers Energon would use 3 years later. But the coolest part of this series was the toy line. Designed by Takara in a sort of interim era for the Transformers, between car robots and Micron Legend, this line featured very bold transforming toy designs. And the main gimmick of the line was absolutely insane. Gladion, the main hero web knight of the show and the flagship toy of the line, could be plugged into a television, and you could play a video game off of him like one of those old plug-and-play toys. He has buttons on his back which you use to play, and he has different mini-games depending on if he's in robot or vehicle mode. Furthermore, other figures in the line could connect to Gladion to upgrade the character in-game. This shit was like Skylanders in 2001. It is an incredibly cool line, and while I only have one figure myself, I think I actually have to complete this whole line, because I adore everything I see from it. By the way, I have a PO box now, and will be doing box opening videos every month, plugging that for no reason in particular, of course. Unfortunately, not everyone adored the toy line, especially in 2001, because it had really bad sales, mostly due to how expensive the toys were thanks to the electronics. And the games you could play on Gladion weren't groundbreaking, they were essentially mini-games. And while some figures could connect and pop up in-game, many of them don't, acting more like battle stations and not really providing any in-game content. Still, I have really fallen in love with this line. Let's start with Gladion, who is our main hero Web Knight. He is a program who is able to defy Delete Loss's control, and he works with the human boy Kento, whose human soul gives him immense power. Gladion's alt mode is a large steam engine. The wheels even have rods that move when you roll him. His colors are absolutely electric. Yellow and purple isn't what comes to mind when I think of a hero character, especially in the transforming robot genre. Gladion is huge, probably to house the electronics, but the dude is at least the old leader scale if not a supreme class. I love the look of his train mode. It looks so powerful, and he has green techno detailing running throughout his design. The techno detailing is a shared element of every figure in the line. Gladion's transformation looks satisfyingly simple. Definitely reminds me of the Unicron trilogy, which makes perfect sense considering the time frame. Side note, I love his transformation sequence in the anime. Gladion physically pulls his head into place, which I think is so cool. His robot mode is very chunky and heroic looking. Not the most articulated fella, but he has enough aura to make up for it. He has a sword called Grand Blade, which can transform into a blaster called Grand Magnum. Gotta say that his sword is not as impressive as it is in the show, and he also has a very weird looking shield, and a battle mask that can flip up and down, which is pretty cool for the time. Of course, you can plug him into the television, and he has little buttons on his back which you use to play. You can play different minigames depending on if he's in robot mode or vehicle mode. Jaguaron is a red sports car with a huge engine. He has that green techno detailing running through his design. This figure is much smaller than Gladion. He has an action feature where his engine juts forward, and the windshield turns into a targeting reticle. His robot mode is very strange compared to Gladion. He has a tiger theme with a very cartoony face, which I actually like a lot. He can transform into a giant cannon which plugs into Gladion. All of the non-Gladion figures in this line have infrared lights, meaning every figure in the line has electronics within them. The infrared light activates Gladion's game features. Sharkon is really cool. His alt mode is a hovercraft, and I really dig how it looks. The robot mode is unique because he doesn't have a normal head. Instead, the whole canopy becomes his face, complete with a little shark mouth. He's kind of awkward, but kind of cool. He combines with Gladion becoming a vest. Griffion is a baby blue jet. He really reminds me of Energon Starscream with the techno detailing. His robot mode is utterly bizarre. He's got long gorilla arms, and his color scheme completely changes. Griffion also becomes a vest for Gladion. Gladion. The next figure I bought myself because I found a good deal on eBay. This is Garyon, also sometimes called Galleon. He turns into a pirate ship, and he's not even like a robotic pirate ship. This is a true blue Viking style old-timey pirate ship. It is so cool. All of the cannons on the side can move around independently. Some of them are a bit floppy. Garyon has a cannon in his mouth and an eye patch on one side of his dragon head, which is pure aura. The pirate ship sail is made of hard plastic, and it's kept in place by the dragon tail. The paint, details, and just vibes of this figure is immaculate. Transformation is simple but fun. He does have some parts forming involved, with the bottom of the boat becoming his shield. His robot mode is in the form of a Chinese style dragon dude. I love that the sail becomes his cape, and the skull with an eye patch being his chest is just too cool. This guy has quickly become one of my favorite toys in my collection. One thing that annoys me is he holds his sword and shield with his claws, and the sword fits very loosely in his hand. Also, I should point out that my copy doesn't have feet. Garyon becomes a battle station for Gladion in combine mode. His skull chest disconnects and has a flip-out scope, which connects to Gladion's chest. I absolutely love Garyon, and I think I have a new micro collection of pirate ship transformers. Phoenix-On is a Shinkansen or bullet train. He is kind of a lame train because it's just the front car, but it still looks pretty cool with the orange canopy window. His robot mode is pretty crazy, because totally different colors come out in his Phoenix mode. I'm not the biggest fan of bird robots, but he's still a cool looking web knight. He becomes another vest for Gladion. Next up we have a set of two robots, Kirbion and Orthrion, two futuristic construction vehicles that really remind me of the Transformer Cybertron Gigantian guys. They both transform into very similar dog-like robot modes. One has 2 heads while the other has 3 heads, Cerberus style. They also connect to Gladion's chest the long way. The reason these two are so similar is because they can symmetrically dock, creating a new robot called Golemon. He looks really cool, and you can choose one of 2 heads when you form him, but they're both kinda goofy looking. Dragwan is a badass huge blue truck. He turns into a dragon and it is very obvious, but that's cool because he's utterly badass. He can even carry Gladion in his trailer area, which is so freaking cool. This is easily my most wanted Webdiver. His alt mode becomes a battle station with huge cannons, and his dragon mode is so sick. I love the blue body and red wings, and the giant shoulder cannons are incredible. I also really love his head sculpt. I wonder if Dragwan is Garyuan's cousin or something. Dragwan doesn't really combine with Gladius, but he does turn into a Gur-walking battle station, which is cool. Pegasion is a little Mars rover kind of vehicle. His robot mode is a centaur unicorn guy, which is fun, though I feel he looks a bit awkward. Ligeron is a bizarre looking VTOL helicopter. I kinda love how it looks though. It appeals as very beast machines to me. His robot mode is insane looking, even compared to all the other web knights. Like that lion head is absolutely crazy. I both love and hate this guy. The colors are incredible, but god, that face. Both Pegasion and Ligarion have more functions, but we will talk about those later. Next we have Wyverion, who turns into an absolutely badass black and red propeller plane. He looks like something Indiana Jones would escape in. It's a really cool and unique alt mode for a transforming robot. But like I said, I'm not a bird robot guy. Though I suppose a wyvern is a dragon thing, but it's basically the same. Wyvern, bird, whatever. Wyverion connects to the back of Gladion like a jetpack, which is really cool. Kind of Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime coded. The final figure we're going to discuss is the biggest one, Ditalion, who is a gigantic submarine. I love the huge twin engines and teeny tiny canopy, which really conveys the size of the massive craft. It transforms into an equally massive robot. He is a true chunkster. Almost reminds me of a Super Sentai Mecha or something. His head actually transforms into a smaller transformer called Titan, which kind of makes him a headmaster. Titan has a cool Egyptian pharaoh look, and he transforms into a bizarre looking head for Ditalion. The huge robot's chest can actually open via infrared sensor, revealing his weapon, a giant gear that transforms into a little axe weapon. Well, little compared to the rest of this big back's body. Ditalion can actually combine with the previously mentioned Pegasion and Ligarion. They can both transform into weapon arms that can plug in and replace Ditalion's normal arms. They can also both become heads for the giant robot. Pegasion turns into a blue knight sort of helmet, while Ligarion turns into a straight up man face, continuing to make him the weirdest figure in the line. And that was the entire Webdiver's toy line. Genuinely so interesting and cool. I've become completely enamored with these not Transformers. Takara hasn't gone back to Webdivers to my knowledge, but there are 3 Moderoid kits released by the Good Smile company. Moderoids are advanced model kits that can actually transform. The Gladion kit looks genuinely amazing. He looks like a streamlined version of his anime form. Bro literally looks like a cartoon come to life. And his train mode is incredible as well. There's also a repaint called Dark Gladion, who appeared in the show but never got a DX toy. And they also made a Wyverion kit, which again looks incredible. And it can transform and combine with Moderoid Gladion just like the original. Overall, this is a toy line I can see myself being obsessed with for a very long time. The designs, the story, the toys, I love it all. And researching these toys reminded me why I really love making these videos. Thank you to all my video sources. All of their channels and videos are linked below. If there are any toys you want to see more of, please watch their full video reviews. I highly recommend them. Thanks to TOYHAX for sponsoring this video. Check out the link below to buy some sick stickers. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I have a YouTube membership and Patreon. Both give you access to my super chill Discord community, where we talk about toys daily. Also, reminder, if you'd like to send me fan art, letters, or gifts to open in my new unboxing series, I have a PO box, information down below. Alright y'all, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.